I'm Cynthia Ruth, and in this video I will share with you several ways to help you teach your child obedience. Welcome to Ruth Straight Talk, the channel designed to help teachers, parents, and students live fuller lives, become lifelong learners, and grow into the awesome human beings you were designed to be. Number 1, be consistent. Consistent parenting is the one tool that will teach your children what you are trying to teach them. Consistency is truly the key to parenting. Consistent parenting means sticking to the rules 100% all of the time. It's so important to start being consistent with your parenting from the time that your child is a young toddler. The earlier you start, the easier it will be to teach your child what is expected of them. However, if you're now just learning the tools to teach your child to follow your instructions, it may take a little extra work, yet it's still worth changing your parenting skills in order to change the cycle. Number 2, don't repeat yourself. You should only have to give your children one warning. After one warning, it is time to show your child you mean what you are saying. For toddlers and young children, you should use a timeout, and it is suggested that you use 1 minute per year of the age of your child. For example, a 3-year-old child will be in timeout for 3 minutes. If your child won't sit in timeout, you must take the time to sit there with them in order to prevent them from leaving their timeout area. Ignore the fit as much as possible and act as though it isn't bothering you one single bit. You do not want to give any negative behavior any sort of attention. If you sit and yell or nag at your children to listen without any consequences, your children will never take you seriously. You must stick to the rules and enforce them. Actions truly do speak louder than words in this situation. Number 3, explain to them why they were in timeout. Once your child has successfully reached the end of their timeout, it is time to bend down to their level and look into their eyes, and with a soft but firm voice, let them know why they were in timeout. Children often forget very easily, and it's best to remind them of their actions and why they were being punished. So, what do you do about a chronically disobedient child? From time to time, most children defy the wishes of their parents. This is a part of growing up and testing adult guidelines and expectations. It is one way for children to learn about and discover their own selves, express their individuality, and achieve a sense of autonomy. As they stretch their independent wings and engage in minor conflict with their parents, they discover the boundaries of their parents' rules and their own self-control. So, talk to your child about why they chose to disobey, and listen actively to what they have to say. See my video on active listening. By modeling active listening for your child, they will see what true listening should look like and try to understand their logic. Sometimes, however, these conflicts are more than occasional disturbances and become a pattern of how parents and children interact. Disobedience can have a variety of causes. At times, it is due to unreasonable parental expectations, or it might be related to your child's temperament, or to school problems, family stresses, or conflict between the parents. So what can parents do? First of all, when you have a chronically disobedient child, examine the possible sources of his inner turmoil and rebelliousness. If this has been a persistent pattern that has continued into middle childhood, closely evaluate your own family situation. How much respect does your family members show to one another? Do they respect one another's privacy, ideas, and personal values? How does families work out their conflicts? Are disagreements resolved through rational discussion, or do people regularly argue or resort to violence? What is your usual style of relating to your child, and what forms does discipline usually take? How much punishment and yelling is there? Do you and your child have different personalities and ways of getting along in the world that causes conflict or friction between you? Is your child having trouble succeeding at school or developing friendships? Is the family undergoing some special stressful time? If your child has only recently started demonstrating disrespect and disobedience, tell him that you've noticed a difference in his behaviors and that you sense that he is unhappy or struggling. With his help, try to determine the specific cause of his frustration or upset. This is the first step towards helping him change his behaviors. Your reaction matters. If you react to your child talking back by exploding or losing your temper, he will respond with disobedience and disrespect. By contrast, he will become more obedient when you remain calm, cooperative, and consistent. He will learn how to be respectful if you are respectful towards him and others in the family. If he becomes disobedient and out of control, impose a timeout until he calms down and regains control. When to seek additional help. For some disobedient children, you may need to obtain professional mental health treatment. Here are some situations where outside counseling may be necessary. If there is a persistent, long-standing pattern of disrespect of authority, both at school and at home. If the pattern of disobedience continues in spite of your best efforts to encourage your child to communicate his negative feelings. If a child's disobedience and/or disrespect is accompanied by aggressiveness and destructiveness. If a child shows signs of generalized unhappiness, perhaps talking of feelings of being blue, unliked, friendless, or even suicidal. If your family has developed a pattern of responding to disagreements with physical or emotional abuse. If you or your spouse or child uses alcohol or other drugs to feel better or to cope with stress. If relationships within your family show signs of difficulty and lack of cooperation, then family therapy may be indicated. By dealing with and resolving these problems at a young age, you can minimize and even prevent more serious struggles that may emerge as your child reaches adolescence. The key is early identification and treatment. The bonus strategy: use praise and rewards often. While using consistent parenting, it is also important to use positive reinforcement. This means letting your child know when they are showing good behavior and reward them for it. This can be as simple as praising them and telling them that you're proud of their behavior, or giving them a sticker at the end of the day for positive behaviors. Children react very well to positive reinforcement. When your child is obedient and respectful, compliment him for that behavior. Reward the behavior you are seeking, including cooperation and resolution of disagreements. These positive efforts will always be much more successful than punishments. So there you have it, various ways to help your child respond to instructions and rules appropriately. Thank you so much for visiting with us at ruthstraighttalk.com. If this video has helped you, please like us and leave us a comment at the bottom of the screen. And please subscribe to my channel for more great videos like this one. Until next time, happy learning and goodbye.